what specifically were you hoping to see in this tax bill that you're not going to get?
Well, what we were hoping to see is a retention of the tax code's commitment to home ownership. And the way the proposal has been rolled out thus far, it contains a very watered-down version of the mortgage interest deduction, which is only applicable to the very wealthiest homeowners in America. Our proposal, which we worked very carefully with Chairman Brady on, and which, by the way, he liked, that proposal would have taken the shell of the mortgage interest deduction that remains, converted it to a credit, the benefits of which would have gone overwhelmingly to middle-class Americans, spurring home ownership and economic growth. It was a great proposal. The chairman agreed, but it got nixed.
In light of your industry, how much do you expect this to cost homeowners?
Well, we are concerned that the proposal as it is, without some sort of an underpinning for home ownership, will lead to a precipitous decline in house values. And that's something that we want to protect against, obviously.
Jerry, what happened? What do you think happened? You were talking to him, as you said, Kevin Brady was on board. Who do you think interfered here and why?
Well, I did talk to the speaker on Saturday, and the speaker told me that the concept was so new and so bold that in the time frame that we have, the rank and file members of the House couldn't really wrap their heads around it and understand it. It's something I think the members can understand, and we're going to keep pushing and see if we can get this thing reasserted. If not, we're going to oppose this bill tooth and nail.
So you think in order to get something done on tax reform, they've basically sacrificed middle-class home buyers, as you say, and new buyers to the market in order to get something done as fast as possible. Is that what's going on here, Jerry, in your view?
It sure looks like that to me.
Let's be clear here, because the deduction that is currently in place decreases taxable income, while credit, which is what you were talking about, decreases the tax owed. So when it comes to incentivizing home ownership, Jerry, which is preferable? And when it comes to homeowners, which is easier to understand?
Oh, a tax credit is clearly easier than trying to figure out your gross income, your adjusted gross income, and then what the deduction is actually worth in terms of changing your tax bracket. A credit, you simply take the amount that you calculate and deduct that from the bottom line taxes of how much you owe. Much simpler, much cleaner.
So then do you buy Speaker Ryan's explanation that the rank and file simply didn't understand the credit?
I have to take the speaker at his word at this point, but we're doing our best. My staff and my team are up on the Hill right now, meeting with as many members as possible.
What are you going to do now, Jerry? As you said, you're kind of lobbying them to try and get this back on track. What will you do then to prevent this tax bill going ahead? And do you think other trade associations are going to step up here after Wednesday and go, actually, we're not backing this either?
I've gotten a lot of communications from my peers around town, other trade association CEOs, who are expressing skepticism that they'll be able to support the bill when it comes out. But I guess most of them are going to wait and see. We didn't have to wait and see because we were told that we weren't going to get something that we needed. What will we do? We are fortunate enough to have members in every congressional district in the country, and we are going to activate our grassroots network. We're going to do advertising. We're going to do everything that you normally read about and more to make sure that either that credit gets put into it or the bill doesn't go forward.
Jerry, there's a lot of people who argue that the policies in place right now designed to encourage and subsidize home ownership create distortions in the market, can lead to speculative bubbles, can make affordability problems for the people who don't currently own homes. Are there changes you'd be willing to see on the mortgage interest side that would tweak some of these policies but that you could still support?
We looked very hard with Chairman Brady at all aspects of this. And first of all, let me say that I am a firm believer that the use of the tax code to incentivize certain actions by the taxpayers is a very valid component of public policy. But we worked very hard with Chairman Brady to craft this credit so that the bulk of the benefit would not go to the wealthy, as the mortgage interest deduction will under the frameworks plan, that it would go to the middle class. It would spur home ownership among those people. I think that there are a lot of academicians which would look at this revised credit proposal that we put forth and say, that's a good public policy.
Jerry, do you think that Kevin Brady's still pushing to try and get this through? Did he give you a sense that actually you've alluded to the fact that he was on board with you here? Will he keep pushing to try and get this through?
We will keep trying, and I know that the chairman, if he can get it in, he wants to get it in too.